We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
Hurt, dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
This weekend's music brought to you by Coast Dental.
The Bone, WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete, and now on 97.1 WSUN HD2, Holiday, Tampa, St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, it's the Soul Brother Kevin Show on 102.5 The Bone.
DJ, drop that rhythm.
My mic was muted the entire time. All right, we're going to go live on the Soul Brother Kevin Show here in a minute. And I got to go quiet for a second.
G's, head to the sky at least. Gotta give thanks, way too much peace. When I two-step to the beat, that feels sweet. Way too blessed, that's me. Back then things got messy, way too stressy. Now good vibes at the ready. Tell a man grab a little bevy. Shout out Femi, my joy, they ain't taking any. Like it's Mardi Gras, I'm a tune like la-di-da-di-da-da. And I might get the party started, cause I never thought we'd come this far, nah.
Soul Brother Kevin Show on a Friday. I hope everybody's ready for the weekend. Doesn't take much to get ready for the weekend. All right. A Cat Named Mo will be back on Monday. Make sure you check him out tomorrow from 4 to 6 on the Cat Named Mo Show, right here on 102.5 The Bone. Normally I say it's Mo Fridays, but you know, they also, that's a saying, it's Mo Fridays around here. Sometimes they also say that one Mo is enough, but we still have Mo. It's time for us to talk law with attorney Moses DeWitt. What's going on, Mo? How you doing this week?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Kevin?
Man, I'm doing great. I am just, I need a vacation, man. I have been doing, I've been doing a lot of helping my parents out, doing a lot of projects around the house.
Okay.
And not being very good at any of them. just kind of messing up everything, kind of half-assing it. Not on purpose. I just kind of get in over my head. Like right now I'm trying to tackle a water heater.
Ooh, that doesn't sound like much fun. That's above my head, that's for sure.
Dude, you got to know what you can. Now, what I'm doing so far is I'm basically just hooking up a water hose to it and trying to drain it. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I just want to let you know, if my parents call you and they want you to represent them against me, that's illegal, right?
That's a conflict of interest right there, sir.
Totally. Okay. All right. Good. All right, let us, so now it's just 3 of us tonight. So we're going to do our best to break down this case. We have Spike, we have JR, and myself, and between the 3 of us, we may almost get something right.
We shall see.
Hey, it's fun trying either way. So, all right, Mo, what do you have for us this week?
All right, so this week we're going to carry on our theme from last week with the auto dealerships, except this one's a little different. So this individual brought his Audi to a mechanic to get a supercharger put on it. And when he brought it in there, he signed a release as part of giving them the vehicle. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But he dropped it off there. And they did their work, so they called him up, said, hey, your vehicle's ready to go, come pick it up. So he drives back down, and he's in the little reception area there paying the bill, and they say, your vehicle will be right up. Well, then someone walks in and says, actually, there's been an accident. And so the mechanic apparently was out, they say test driving, we say joyriding, and wrecks the vehicle, totals it. So the question becomes are they liable for it? And here's the issue. So when he dropped the vehicle off, he signed a waiver, along with a stack of other documents, which he probably didn't read, that says, and I won't say the name of the company, but the mechanic is not responsible for any damages to persons and or property while located at our facility or while under the care of authorized employees or agents of the company. The mechanic, along with his employees or agents, will not be held liable for damages to vehicles left at our facility or under our care and or operation. The company is not responsible for acts of vandalism, theft, weather, fire, or any other reason that may cause damage to a customer vehicle. So after the vehicle's totaled, the company says, hey, we got this waiver. That's on you. So ultimately it goes to court. So you guys tell me what happens.
Whoa.
That is so messed up.
Yeah. On the surface, this seems like I have to have extra insurance just to get my car fixed now. Like I have to have some sort of magical insurance. First of all, I'm not gonna go first. let's let Spike go first because he's not gonna get it right.
Yeah, hold on a second. Listen, see what I did was I closed my eyes and I listened to Attorney Mo, and I heard the words and then I visualized what happened. So what he didn't say, or maybe I missed, is that in all this contract, it said that we are not responsible for anything while it's on our premises. Now, the guy was out there driving around with the car. It was off the premises of said install of the Hummer, not the Hummer, the what thing called?
Audi.
Are you sure you closed your eyes and listen?
Right.
He just closed his eyes and slept.
There was another part to that he said about while the car about being under their care on the premises and some other stuff too.
Yeah. While located at our facility or while under the care of authorized employees or agents of the company.
Under the care. Okay, so I was thinking that was a slip of the trying to do a little legal eagle on there saying because it was off the premises.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like here from the office of Spike is always right. I'm thinking that the car dealership is or the installment company is off the hook because that little waiver says, hey, listen, we said you gave us authorization to drive your car in said public domain. So out there we free.
Right. Okay, JR, you heard that, right?
Yes, sir.
He said legal eagle, more like a legal buzzard.
Right.
Yeah. Over a chicken carcass or something. Yeah.
Man,
what you got on it, JR?
All right, so after hearing Spike and hearing Mo, so in my head, I think the contract says, yeah, obviously you can't sue us, you can't go after us because you signed this. But on the flip side, if the driver was inebriated, smoked weed after he fixed the car, or or something else, or took, or he's prescribed like a medication like Xanax or something like that, or a painkiller at that.
What about shrooms?
Yeah,
shrooms in there.
You could be prescribed shrooms as well.
Right.
I feel like he may be at fault if he could prove, or the lawyers could prove on the other side, that he was inebriated at the time of taking his vehicle and wrecking it.
Oh man, JR, I like this.
You ain't like mine?
No, man, JR sound like he's got his hands steepled. He's like looking the part. All you need is a suit and tie. I might give you some work.
I appreciate it.
I got all kind of legal issues, man. I'm ducking and dodging. Now you guys are way off on this, man. First of all, Mo, did you say whether or not this person has been vaccinated from coronavirus? Did you say?
Yeah, that's right.
This was pre-coronavirus. So
Okay, all right,
he's
hey,
good.
man. It has nothing to do with it. I'm just trying to sway the jury. I'm trying to confuse the jury right now. I'm just throwing out
the old
stuff
red
that's relevant.
herring.
Yeah. Red herring.
We can do question and answers? I thought we just had to give our dissertation. What thing called at the end?
You don't understand, Spike. I don't have much left after y'all pick it apart. I'm just trying to, trying to find the wishbone in this chicken carcass.
I got you.
Okay, or turkey. Okay, here is the thing. It seems like this is open and shut because of the waiver. But I think you may not have meant to say this, but see, if I were the lawyer here, I would try to prove that this so-called test drive was not required. and it was something that this guy chose to do on his own because it's a supercharger in a brand new Audi. Of course I want to drive this thing. I'm pretty sure he wasn't the only one. There's probably 5 or 6 of them took turns driving it. And now they're trying to say that you don't know how to drive a supercharger, buddy. I'm sorry. You know how to fix one. You don't know how to drive one. Like, let us rich guys handle this.
Oh, good point.
That was
So
a nice one.
that's what I have on it. And if you watch the surveillance cameras, you'll see the car leave the dealership more than one time. I rest my case.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take a small recess.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Can we
after that, yeah.
approach the
Adjourn the
bench?
chambers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Mo gonna hire me.
Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
guess
Mo,
we'll find
what's
out.
going on here?
All right. So the waiver that he signed is what we call an exculpatory clause, which basically, waives liability to one party. And so courts typically disfavor exculpatory clauses. So they have to be extraordinarily clear. So in this case, the mechanic, after a lawsuit was filed against him, they, of course, raised the defense of the waiver. And they said, look, we have this waiver. You can't sue us. And so the judge took a look at the waiver and basically said, when you read this waiver, even though it says, you're releasing our facility while under our care, there's nothing in there that anticipates or gives notice to the person signing it that they're going to actually go out and test drive the vehicle.
Here you come.
And so since it wasn't clear in the waiver, the judge threw it out and is allowing the lawsuit to proceed because notice was not given to that person who signed it, saying that, hey, we're going to test drive your vehicle, and you're waiving any negligence of us driving your vehicle even off the property. Now, just another tidbit, to add insult to injury, they still charge him for the supercharger, which I think is just really messed up.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow! They should have took it back.
Oh man.
Isn't there a reasonable expectation that you're going to have to test drive my car if you're fixing it?
Well, to some degree, but that's not what the waiver said. So,
Okay.
The waiver here really talked about, vandalism, theft, weather, fire, or other reasons that the vehicle may be damaged. It's really more anticipating damage on the property. So that's where the issue arises. They never explicitly say, we will have to test drive your vehicle, and if we crash it while we test drive it, we're not paying for it. And so that's a little more clear as far as, what their scope of liability would be.
Man, I just, a supercharger, you couldn't even test drive it to get the supercharger to kick in on the lot. Like, I would assume that they would have to get on the road with my car. That's what I would assume, but they should have told him.
Which is a fine assumption, but it doesn't assume that they're going to waive, that you're waiving negligence for them negligently driving your car.
So Mo, when I go take my car to an ex dealership to replace my brakes, I am liable if they test my brakes on the streets and crash it?
Well, it depends what the waiver says. I just recommend you have Kevin fix the brakes for you. He seems to be pretty handy over there.
Yeah, he's a handy.
Actually, I need to get some brakes, and I don't mess with brakes. That's the one. I don't mess with brakes and electricity and water. I don't do that.
That's smart. I think good rules. Good rules to live by.
Mo, I have one question. So what happens? All right, so the mechanic was test driving the vehicle. If he gets severely injured, amputates an arm or something like that, and he's utilizing the supercharger, gets severely injured, does his insurance cover that? Does the owner of the vehicle's insurance cover that? Does the mechanic
Business?
shop, the business, do they have to pay for that or?
So possibly all three. I think the one that would kick in first would be the business's insurance. So since he's within the scope and course of his employment, their insurance would most likely kick in. Now in Florida, though, handing your vehicle to someone is like handing them a loaded weapon. Essentially, you're responsible for anything someone does with your vehicle. However, in this case, it was handed to a supposedly a reputable business. So secondly, his insurance could come in as secondary insurance if needed, as well as the person's individual car insurance.
And then the mechanic, can he sue the person's vehicle's insurance company for injuries?
To get his arm back?
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, that is
wow.
always a possibility. Assuming he wasn't at fault for the accident. Let me put that out there. I mean, in this case, he was at fault for the accident. If he was driving and it was hit by somebody else and was not at fault for the accident, then he could potentially sue. But again, I think the person's insurance would most likely kick in would be the business's insurance.
That is so crazy. Wow.
Well, I have just a couple more questions. First of all,
Sure.
why mess up this Audi by putting a supercharger on it? That's the first thing.
They saw Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
All
why
7
would
of
you
them.
do this? Yeah. Okay.
I'm still confused on this. Mo,
Well, you gotta be confused for a while.
I want to get my brakes. I want to get my brakes done on my car, my vehicle. I need to send the contract to you to see if they can let this man fix my brakes.
I would recommend you bring a lawyer with you everywhere you go at all times. I'm available. I'm on retainer. I'm very affordable.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just a mere $10,000 a day. I'll go everywhere with you.
Oh, that's
Hey,
not bad. That's actually
I'm not
pretty good.
going that many days. Though. Hold on a second. Maybe about an hour or two.
Yeah, I could afford you for about 1 day, Mo.
1 minute. No, 1 minute.
It depends on what he's what the case is.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It might be you might stand a big payday coming up or something.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Never know.
Hey, speaking of cars and Audis, that's a pretty sporty car. I'm imagining most Audis are. I'm getting to that point, Mo, where I may need that midlife crisis car.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'm actually gonna go and when I'm ready, I'm gonna go test drive a couple of cars and kind of really try to figure it out.
Okay.
So
Give him a good hard test drive. You really want to make sure it's the car for you.
I definitely want to do that. But I had a question about so they got the supercharger put on their car. They still had to pay for it. Man, if something went wrong with that supercharger, I definitely would not go back to that dealership.
Well, he's never. The
done with
vehicle
the
is totaled, so he's never gotten to drive it. He just got
right.
a hunk of junk that's sitting in his garage.
Oh, then I would take the supercharger off of it. Yeah, I would sell that. It's worth more than the car now.
It probably is. It probably is.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that was messed up is, he had paid right before they came in to tell him that the vehicle was totaled or had been in a crash. And so
that's not right.
Then they wouldn't refund. Well, first they told him they were going to refund him, but they never did. So they challenged it with his credit card company, and his credit card company denied the challenge because they said they delivered the goods, and he was like, "Well, they technically did, but it's a bunch of mangled goods." So
That is a wild story.
Yeah,
Man,
that was one of the crazier ones. I like that one though. That was actually a really awesome one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it sometimes they seem like clear cut, but then they take a turn, or there's something there that we just didn't see.
Yes.
So I think we're gonna get better with these as time goes on.
Or not trust anybody.
Well, no, you
Yeah,
won't.
right.
No, you won't trust anybody. Like I wish I could take a lawyer everywhere I go, and even like a judge, so I can say, hey, how much time would you sentence me? Yeah, I want to know how much time I would get.
How much time would I get for choking this mechanic?
Yeah,
I
really.
actually think people do that. They go, okay, I have an album coming out. I need some publicity. Call Mo. Hey, Mo, how much time would I get for streaking across the field at the Super Bowl?
I mean,
just
we'll find out
trespass?
soon.
That's it? All right, let's do it.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, the website is justcallmo.com. Make sure you do that. All of your legal needs, he can handle them. We look forward to speaking with you next week, Mo.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you guys then.
All right, my friend.
All right, man. Have a great week.
You too.
All right. Yeah, man. See, and that's all I want.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. Hope you have a great weekend. Talk to you guys next week. Excuse me. Have a good week.